Hey there, so welcome to my channel. Thanks for watching. If you haven't seen my channel before, you'll know that I make loads of videos on exterior cleaning, including traditional window cleaning, water-fed pole window cleaning. So one thing I really wanted to do is share some tips and advice from other window cleaners who I know and that I sometimes work with, hints and tips and sometimes kind of inspiring stories that I think you might enjoy. I'm going to put them all together in a playlist. I'll call it Friends of A.E.Mackintosh, and I'll make a little collection of them there, so go and check it out. So I wanted to introduce you to my good friend Dom from Glide Cleaning. Now, I said to him what would be really cool is if he could make a video of his pure water rain saving system for window cleaning. So yeah, I'll let him explain. Here he is, and hope you enjoy.
Hi, I'm Dominic from Glide Cleaning Limited, and I'm going to show you my rainwater harvesting setup. So why is harvesting rainwater so great? Well, number one, it's nearly pure. It's not quite pure. You need to purify it a little bit because it picks up some impurities along the way, but it's really clean compared to normal tap water. Also, it's free, pretty much. You don't have to pay the Southern Water or anything for the litres on your water meter. So free water, nearly pure. What more do you want? Section is people think because the water's evaporated naturally, it's been distilled, that it's purified water, and it almost is, but rainwater picks up impurities. We think about acid rain when sulfates come out from impurities in car fuel, and also it picks up dirt from also going through the roof and through the system. So coming out of my tap I have about 300-400 parts per million, but coming out of the rainwater it will be anywhere between about 4 parts per million, 10 parts per million. But I have tested a friend's rainwater system in a city, and his was 30 parts per million, which showed the pollution in the city. But that's still a lot better than normal tap water, and ready to go through some resin. That works really well for your window cleaning. So let's check out the setup. So with my setup, I've got 2 IBC tanks and 1 little water butt. So I have a total capacity of 2,100 litres. Now 1 IBC tank and the water butt is full of the rainwater, and then I purify it through the resin and a pre-filter, and that's where I store my pure water ready to go into the van. So one thing to think about with rainwater harvesting is how much roof that you have to catch all the water, because of course the bigger the area of surface area of the roof that you have to catch, the more water, the quicker your water butts will fill up, the less likely you'll be to run out of water. So this is how I do it. So I have just a normal 100 litre water butt come in through this gutter here. So I've directed my gutters so they're able to collect the maximum capacity of water, and goes straight into this water butt, and then it's connected here via a hose lock attachment to the IBC tank, which means that I can remove this if I need to get past. It means I don't have to have an IBC tank right against the wall of my house, and it's kept insulated with a nice bit of insulation as well, which is also handy. The only thing to think about is you need to keep the right levels so that this drains into the IBC tank. So you need to have it slightly higher or about the same height so that both of them fill up equally at the same time. That's my top tip. So the rainwater comes into this IBC tank, so I have a total capacity of rainwater of 1,100 litres, and that is there ready to come out of this attachment into my pump. So the rainwater comes out of the IBC tank and the water butt through a little strainer into my external pump, which is used for water fountains and things like that. It's a 1 horsepower Wolf pump, I think it is, and I've just got hose lock connectors on that so I can switch it over. That pumps into my pre-filter and into my 2 resin chambers, and I monitor it with an inline TDS meter to see when the resin needs changing, and then it goes into the storage tank. So I've always got 1,000 litres of purified water. I've put a little float stop at the top so it can fill up and stop and not overflow, which is always handy and a good idea. So once I've got enough water here, I can then pump it and then switch over the hoses, and then I can pump it straight into the van using the same pump, which is handy, and it pumps out about 10 litres a minute, which through a normal garden hose is alright. Yeah, it's good. One other problem I found is I keep the pump in a little plastic box, but in the summer, because it's polycarbonate, it's plastic, the sunlight pretty much destroys it and it's brittle by the end of the summer and it just breaks into a million pieces. So again, I need to think of a better way to store the pump, or otherwise I just have to spend about £5 on a box every year. So I have found a couple of drawbacks with the rainwater harvesting system. Number one, you're reliant on rain. So this supplies me for about 9 months of the year, something like that, but when there's not much rain in the summer, then you need to think of an alternative way of getting water, whether that's picking it up from a filling station or purifying it yourself off RO water. And the other problem I have is because the RBC tank's outside in the sunlight, they get algae because it's stagnant water, which doesn't seem to affect the TDS, but it does clog up the filters, which means I have to change the filters quite regularly, especially the strainers and things like that, to stop it getting into the pump. So if I was going to do this again, I think I would put this in like a reflective blanket, like an insulation, to stop the sunlight from getting to it. At the moment I've just got it covered in some bamboo reeds, so it doesn't look like two IBC tanks quite so much. So if you could put it inside in a shed or something, that would also sort it out, but it's quite hard to fit two IBC tanks in a shed. So thanks for checking out my rainwater harvesting system. I'd love to know what you think of it. It's a really good idea to supply you with nearly purified water, ready to go straight into resin, and especially for a one-man setup, keeps you going for most of the year without the need to pay the water company any money. So thanks for watching, and back to Ashley in the studio.
So thanks for that, Dom. That was really good, really interesting. I'm really jealous of your rain saving system, and I'm really thinking seriously about setting up something similar. Actually, it'd be really good to have something like that. So I hope you enjoyed it as well. Hopefully I'll do a few more of these coming up in the next few months. It'd be really nice to have it as like a regular feature of my channel, so I'll try and get a few of those out in the coming months. But thanks for watching for now, and hope to see you again soon.